More VFLs than a UT alumni chapter. Now, back to the Sports Source.
All right, this is our players-only meeting, and it's brought to you by A.G. Hines Company. For 100 years, they have been East Tennessee's leading building materials supplier. Companies all over town have built, huge contractors have used A.G. Hines Company for 100 years. Now you can use them too. You can turn them for your home improvement project, your do-it-yourself project. Everything you need for your project, you can find at A.G. Hines Company, and they have all the expertise to help you pull it off. They will sit there and tell you exactly what you need, how to use it, and they'll help you get it done. A.G. Hines Company, there's their website. You can watch the ticker and find their phone number. Give them a holler or check them out this week, A.G. Hines Company. This is our players-only meeting, and I want to start by taking a look at drives that dive. Take a look at this. I went back and I looked at all of Tennessee's games so far versus FBS competition. I'm not counting that nonsense against Chattanooga. 32 drives they've had in regulation, so we're not giving you credit for the BYU overtime drives either, so that's silly. Drives in regulation versus FBS teams that didn't end with, you're just taking a knee. Like yesterday's final drive against Florida, I'm not putting that in there. Only 2 of their 32 drives started across midfield, which is shocking to me. One of those is at the 46. You don't get turnovers. Yesterday you did, and you didn't get anything out of it, but you don't get turnovers. You don't get big returns. So you're having to go a long field anyway. Of the 32 drives, 9 have ended in punts, 7 in field goals, 5 with interceptions. More interceptions than touchdowns. 4 touchdowns, 4 you've turned over on downs, 3 you've turned over with fumbles. So you've got 8 turnovers versus 4 touchdowns. You got 8 turnovers versus 7 field goals. Only 16 of the 32 drives have even gone 20 yards. Only 9 have gone 50 yards, and only 1 all year has gone 80-plus yards. 1 80-yard drive this year. But the biggie, 49 points you scored on those 32 drives. Folks, that is 1.5 points per drive. I track this occasionally in the SEC. I've never seen that. Never seen anything that low. 1.5 points per realistic drive, real drive. My question to you, if you are Jim Chaney this week, going against the team you left, Georgia, you look at this offense, you look at your quarterback situation. We've said for 3 weeks, simplify. Okay, what do you do? What do you do right now? What can you do? What is your game plan versus Georgia? And you're not getting paid millions like he is, so good luck.
Hold on, I about threw up. I almost threw up at those stats. What does Jim Chaney do? Well, first of all, what kind of confused me, and I was going to message you before. So they came out against BYU and they ran a power wingback set, and they were just student body right, just mass bodies. They came out and did it against Chattanooga, did some counters with it. So he added a little twist to it. I was waiting to see that formation come out and have Florida lining up 8-9 guys in the box to stop it and then see what they do. But it was a totally different formation. He did not see that wingback power wingback power set where they were just trying to run right over, trying to get outside, motion a guy, trying to hook the ends. We didn't see that. And so I'm like, where is this? Because I knew Florida was going to come in and stack the box. So I don't know what he's thinking. And then your quarterback is having problems, and all of his passes were short bubble, quick screen throws. Those are high percentage throws because your quarterback's not going to sit there and look the field, hold the ball, and throw. So I don't know what he's going to do, but he's scratching his head right now. It's not good.
Well, they certainly don't trust him to throw across the middle of the field anymore. I mean, that stopped against Chattanooga. They did, but the BYU game, that whole fourth quarter, it was just verticals.
Yeah.
There was nothing across the middle of the field.
Yeah.
So. All right, so your answer is I don't know what you do.
Yeah.
All right, guys, that's not good enough. Gun to your head.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
I have him roll out to one side of the field. You have 2 reads. If you don't see those 2 reads, run.
Yeah.
See how many yards you can get 3 yards, get 5 yards. That's our play. I don't know what else you can do right now with this group. You've got to get him out of the edge. Maybe he could show enough athleticism to get 2 or 3 yards if it's a bad play. But you got to get it to where he's not making calls. I actually thought yesterday maybe it was the game plan was throw to 15.
Yeah.
Just throw to 15. I don't care what happens.
Early.
Which worked.
Jennings fights for yards.
So, I think maybe it's come out on a couple plays and go, you're going to throw to 15 or number 3. 15 or 6 on this play. That's it. That's all you can look at. And if you don't see that, throw it out of bounds or run if you think you can pick up some yards. But that's your 2 reads.
Well, ironically, that's not far from what they did when Chaney and Kiffin were here and they fixed Jonathan Crompton.
And I
That
think
is
that's
not
what-
far at all from what they did.
And that's what I'm saying. You go back to that. That worked once. Can it work with this guy? Do
And
that.
if it doesn't work with
Go
Garantano,
to the
Mauer's
next
got better
guy.
legs.
Yeah,
Go to the
he's
next
a better
guy.
scrambler.
He's a better
Absolutely.
scrambler. All right, Sterling, what do you do?
What I do is, first of all, I look at a show like this and see those numbers, and I will have an offensive meeting from players only. It's not acceptable from the University of Tennessee. Turnovers, those got to go. You can control that. You won't win every series, but you got to win more than you lose. And you got to score points. Until the game is decided who gets the most sacks, who gets the prettiest pass rush. Until the game is decided that way right now is who scores the most points. And that's your job. Score points, keep the ball. And that's what I would have a team only, offensive team only, team meeting, because quite frankly, the way the game is turned right now, offense pretty much helps your defense versus your defense helping the offense like it did back when we played.
But I just, sounds good.
That's what I would do.
Just have a team meeting? I mean, but here's the thing. I get you. But if you're a coach, I don't know that those players. Here's the thing: is it all willpower and drive? And if we just want it more, we can go out there and do it. I don't know. Maybe, but I don't know if that's going to beat Georgia. I don't know that anything's going to beat Georgia.
A takeoff of Sterles is getting with guys on the team that you think you need to be on board with you, either for the short term or the long term, maybe a mix. And you say, what are you guys comfortable doing?
Yeah.
What do you think you can
Yes.
execute? What do you think you can do? And that's where we need to be. And I would say, listen, you have an open lane for me. If we start putting something in practice that you say, Coach, we can't do this, let's stop it right then and there. And that play's done.
Well, but here's the thing too: is good coaches know what their players can and can't do. They watch him in practice, and they watch as an offensive lineman. He can't step this way. He can power rush. He cannot pass ball. He cannot pull and trap. You know those things as a coach, and so then you get together and go, look, we cannot run between the tackles. We have to zone block because we can't mentally grasp blitzes, and so that coaches have to get together and say, this is our game plan. Let's simplify it to 6 plays, like you were saying. Roll out, move the pocket. I think Garantano needs to tuck the ball and run more because he has had options to tuck and run, and he is not, and that loosens up your defensive backs more as well.
I would have said until now, you don't want him running because all they've said over there is we don't have any quarterbacks. We don't have any quarterbacks. Now that you put Maurer in, you've shown me you do have a quarterback? Yeah, let him run.
Yeah.
If you're now telling me that, well, if he gets hurt, we've got another guy we're willing to go to in Florida, we're willing to put him in wherever. If you're willing to put him in Florida,
Yeah. You put him in any situation.
so let Garantano run. I just don't know that they're going to do that. I don't know that that's his game. Ironically, since you beat out Ohio State to get him, and he was the number 2 dual threat quarterback in the country coming out of high school. It's that New Jersey high school.
Dirty
football.
Jersey, baby.
All right. Very good, guys. That was excellent. I'll tell you what, when we come back, what have we missed today? We're going to do our quick slants segment, and some of the guys are going to be able to get a load off the chest. Anything they want to say, if they want to rebut something that we've said earlier, if they want to dig in and re-emphasize something, they can do it. Open mics. Next, come on back on the Sports Source.